Hey everybody, it's Courtney here from Wide Family Farm. I'm just going live for like not even a couple hours, just to talk about things that are going on this week. We've had some major weather things going on, which is really good for us. So, we've just been waiting for this, and the weather is getting better. Which is what we're looking forward to. And there's been some other things going on. So wait till I get a few more people in here and we can talk about that. What else? I don't really know. Tomorrow night, I am having J Popstar on my channel. So I'm really excited about that. My Fakui is going to be here and we are going to be talking about her rise to fame and how she became a Japanese pop star. So we're going to be doing that. I don't know. Hey, how are you doing? But yeah, so I got some big things to tell y'all, and I was just waiting till I got a few more people in here. It's kind of like really sad news. So yeah. So if you're there, just say hello. I see that there's one person at least in here. So but yeah, so we have some news to tell people and I'm really sad about it. And right now I am searching the interwebs to explain my situation and see if I can get some pictures out there. But yeah, so we're doing the giant carrot challenge and not a lot of people have been posting their videos. I know it's probably too early as well. So when and if people are doing the giant carrot challenge, I'm really anxious to see everyone's carrots. Hey, Recyclable Homestead. How are you doing? I'm looking, I have a lot of pictures on my Facebook and there's a couple pictures that I wanted to share with you tonight. And give me a second. I am super upset to tell you this news. And yeah, it's been really a hard couple of days. I think our stress levels have been really high. We're trying to plant as much as we can, and we're also preppers. So it's tough. Like we worry about things and hey, Ginger Ninja. We worry about things and we also worry about not having enough food. I know I do. I don't think my husband as much because he is a hunter and can hunt for food. And I know he can. He's very successful at it. But for me, the gardening aspect of it, I feel falls on my shoulders. There are some nights, my husband can't be in the garden. I basically water the garden every night and I do a lot and my husband works hard. And so I'm not like ever blaming him for that or anything, but it's like really tough. So we're heading into the season of like hard times here. There are some things I've been wanting to tell everybody. And I wanted to wait a second until I got a few more people in here so I didn't have to keep repeating myself. Yeah. So we got 4 people in here. Yeah. So everyone knows that we love birds and we love chickens. And we are a farm. We're a small farm. We're a homestead, but we're a small farm nonetheless. And we have raised turkeys in the past, and we are actually really big turkey people. We didn't think that we would like turkeys. In fact, I always thought that they were really super ugly. And then I got to know the turkeys and we raised them and we fell in love with one specifically, and we saved her from being butchered. She was one of our best turkeys out there. Hey, Hey, how are you doing, Thorhaven? Thanks y'all for coming in. I'm gonna share my screen with you in 1 second here. I'm not very good at doing this, so just give me a second. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's really small. See if I can blow it up. I don't know if that's... This looks funky because it was taken with my phone, but I'd like to share this picture with you all. Oh, oops. Give me a second. Can't exit out of it, apparently, when I'm doing this. Share screen. There we go. This was our turkey. Hey, Dave, Neil Train. We have had her for 2 years, 2 years now. And yesterday, oh, thanks, Thorhaven. The gods are on my side for sure. But yeah, so we've had this turkey, and you know, I'm 100% believer in karma, and when you put something out there into the universe, it'll come back to you, like no matter what it is. It can be really bad, and it will come back to you. There are bad people out there. However, I try to live my life as good as possible. I'm a good person. That's why I did that fundraiser for Jess, because I believe in her, and I believe her. I believe that she's having this problem, and I'm going to help her as much as I can. So that's the kind of person I am. But we've had this turkey for a couple years now, and I absolutely love her. And yesterday we had to put her down. She was like a dog, and we had her for a while, 2 years, and she was our first round of turkeys. She was very, very small, so I wouldn't even consider her like even worth butchering. I mean, I guess you would butcher her or whatever if you were starving to death, but it was just something that we weren't gonna do. So day before yesterday, I was hoping so badly that we were going to get through spring with her, because she's a really happy layer. And last year it's really, really weird for turkeys to lay that many eggs. And we got like 64 eggs from her, and her eggs are huge and people loved them. And, they're just like a chicken egg. So they don't taste different. It's just like a really big chicken egg. So yesterday my husband had to put her down. Now, thanks, Gunslinger. It's just like, I cried a little bit yesterday. Like, I was really upset, mainly because like I would go out there and I'd hand feed her. I have like so many videos, and there for a while she thought she was a duck, and she would go out, she would roam with the ducks, and she would be out there like in the pond with the ducks. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, Dixie is out there again in the water with those damn ducks. I'm like, I think she's lost. I don't think she thinks she's a turkey. So I was just like so taken back yesterday when I saw her out there. I know a lot about birds, and I know a lot about a bird psychology and how they think. And I saw her laying out there, and then I saw all the birds like hovering around her. And I was like, oh no, like birds are opportunists. So if something's dead, they're going to pick at it. Or if it shows that it's weak, they're going to pick at it. And it doesn't matter what it is. Warren Lewis. How you doing, dude? But yeah, so I was really, really upset. And so my husband, he had to put her down, and he was just as upset. I mean, she followed us around like a dog. and we hand fed her, and but she was a market bird. She wasn't a heritage breed, and heritage breeds live longer. They don't get as big. Market turkeys get huge, and we knew that could have been a factor in her death because I had been feeding the birds extra protein this winter, cat food. I was giving them cat food and a lot of corn and stuff like that just to get them through the winter. But I don't feed them corn and stuff through the summer. I just feed them like vegetables and stuff like that from the garden, tomatoes and whatnot. So, but in the winter time, it's really important to give them corn because it helps like with their fat content and stuff like that. They stay warmer and whatnot. So I'm 99% sure she was just so big, and she was a big bird. My husband said that he went to pick her up, and she weighed, he said that she weighed more than a bag of chicken feed. So she was a fat girl, and she had some big, thick legs. I always called her my big fat girl. Like, I was like, hey, big beauty. And like, I would call her, and like, I would do turkey calls and stuff, and she would like respond to me. And, and I absolutely loved her. But, you can't, birds, it's tough because birds are, I kind of have to harden myself up because birds are fragile. I mean, they don't seem like they're fragile, but they're fragile, and they can die from anything. A bird can come down and take one out. I've had that happen before. A hawk come and take one of my Polish hens, but Polish hens are so stupid. So I love them. They're so weird looking, but they're dumb. And so they don't run. And I had one specifically that would never come inside. She just sat out there we have like an Amish buggy out there, and she would just sit on that Amish buggy and just be so stupid. Like, you could see her in the middle of the night, and she had a white poof on the top of her head. It's like a target, come and eat me, So it was tough. And so we had that happen this week, and I really hate doing that because she wasn't food, and I wasn't going to eat her. But yeah, so tough stuff this week for us, because we loved her so much. Thanks, Uncle Al, for coming in. Vineyard Chicks, thank you. And Thorhaven, thank you for coming in. Ginger Ninja and Gunslinger, thank you. Jones Family Town, thank you. M9. Why not try solar in your indoor garden? I don't know what you mean by solar. I don't know. My husband, he has this thing. He hates solar lights. He hates solar. I don't know exactly why. I think he just thinks the batteries and stuff are so expensive that it's really just not worth his time. So I think that's it. I did think about getting solar panels specifically for the greenhouse. I know like Harbor Freight has some cheap ones, but I'm not really sure. I know it's like $200. They have like an RV solar panel system, and I thought about getting it just specifically for the greenhouse so we could run a fan in there and like maybe some heat, and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's expensive, so we just haven't done that yet. But it was a thought. And I thought about doing solar panels for the barn too, because we have electricity and stuff going out there. It would probably cut on the electricity bill, but yeah, we do have ventilation in the coop, or not coop. Oh my Lord, I got chickens and turkeys and stuff on the brain. In the greenhouse, and we ordered a greenhouse. It's like a window opener, and when it gets over a certain degree, I think it's like 70 degrees, the window automatically opens, which really helps us. So we're all for like anything that automatically does something, because I mean, we'll still check on it, but it just gives us a peace of mind too, because we aren't lazy, but we just forget sometimes. So, especially the greenhouse, we're not used to it. This is our first year with it. So we forget to open the doors and stuff. So we're glad for that. However, it's too hot in there, and we're running across that problem right now. So we talked to John from Heirloom Permaculture, and we asked him what they do because their weather is hotter sooner than ours, and they put shade cloth. I think it's like he said 75% um, light, whatever, shade cloth that goes over the top. So we're ordering a shade cover, and hopefully it won't burn our plants. There are some specific things right now that we're going to plant right now. I got Brussels sprouts, onions, and my pink celery is doing awesome right now. So we're going to plant all that outside and here soon. Those are all frost hardy, and those can take it. So we're going to plant those as soon as we get a time. But yeah, exchanging of ideas leads to perfection. Totally. Hey, TH2R2D2, what's up? This was just like a quick live. I just needed to talk. So that's the problem with animals, pets. They grow old so quick. So unfair it seems, but worth it for the memories. Totally true. I had a dog, a pit bull, that I absolutely loved. He was an American bulldog, and I lost him really early. And like, I still get choked up talking about that dog. So yeah, I absolutely love that dog. We did everything together. I took him into the car with me. I took him to the park with me. He was just an amazing dog, and everybody was scared of him. Like, I lived in the hood for a while in the city, and I would walk him down the street, and I'd literally have people walk on the other side of the street because they were scared of him. Like, he was a really big dog, big boy, and he was my protector, and he was a great dog, and I really, really, really miss him a lot. My Vineyard Chicks, my grow zone is 6B, which I guess Kentucky, like this region, has that grow zone. So yeah, I'm in 6B. When today it was like so gorgeous, like I was outside without a coat on, and it was beautiful out. And I'm like usually a freeze a baby. Like I freeze, like I don't like cold, whatever, but it was so beautiful out. I didn't even need a coat. So we spent most of the day today cleaning up the garden. Last year, we didn't get a chance before it got super cold to pull all of our dead plants out and stuff. So basically that's what we did today. And I found a lot of new discovery, which was super cool. I had oregano. I love this stuff. It's called spicy hot oregano, and it's not really hot, but it is a little spicy. It's like, it tastes and smells just like pizza, like that smell of pizza, So I got some of that and I planted it, but I planted a whole flat of it, which somebody told me I'm going to regret that. And I was like, no, I'm not going to regret that. No, but now I'm regretting it because it's still alive, and it has taken over my entire garden bed, my raised bed, not the whole garden, but the raised bed. So we were messing around with that today and pulling some of it back and getting rid of some of it. And, but yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool herb that I'm never going to get rid of. So, and I still have some because I've saved and dried some from last year. So I still have some in like a freaking mason jar, which is awesome. I really like to grow my own herbs. My main thing this year is I want to do parsley, garlic, salt. I want to do my own. So I grew a bunch of parsley. So hopefully I can make something that kind of tastes like Lowry's garlic salt. So we'll see. I did plant a bunch of garlic. I have a video on that. But we planted it in March. So I don't really know. I mean, I won't know until it's too late, probably, if it really ever did anything. So, hey, Southern Ohio prepping. Energy transference is energy from the lights to the panel to whatever. Yeah, I know. It's something I need to talk to my husband about. Wait a week, spring storm. Yeah, probably. That's how it usually happens. Or it'll snow next week. Today it'll be 80. Next week it'll snow. It's like this weather. Ohio weather is just like that, though. That's just the way it works. So. Are you leaving SM9? Well, thank you for stopping in and hanging out. That was nice of you to come in. But so yeah, I I have a white American Bulldog mix that's solid white with pink nose named Piggy Pie. Oh, that's so adorable. Yeah. Mine was he looked like PD from Little Rascals. He was big, wrinkly, had big old lips. He was black and white. And he had like he just had the best personality. Like you could have literally like pulled on him, yanked on him, and he would have never bit a flea. Like he was just that kind of dog. And I went through so much training. That's another thing that devastates you too, because I went through like so much training with that dog. We went through like I paid like $300 for training classes with that dog, and he was so good. And the only thing he didn't like was being left alone. And other than that, like he was a great dog. Went through a lot of training classes and stuff with him. And oh, hey, I'm not gonna be up that late tonight. I can't be. I decided to go live, but thank you for stopping in. I'm sure they all don't miss me over there playing Pictionary. But yeah, it's really cool. I do like to play. I just tonight wasn't a good night for me. So plus I'm just freaking exhausted. You know, I've been trying. Oh, okay, Gunslinger. Well, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. But yeah, so yeah, I won't be on that late tonight, and I'm probably gonna go to bed early because I've just been freaking exhausted. Oh, well, thank you. I've just been so tired. Like I've been up at 3:30 in the morning, like every morning, and then my son wakes up at 9. So it's just like not enough, not enough. And then tomorrow night I'll be up all night. And then like, because I'm interviewing somebody at 9:30, from 9:30 till 10:30, and then we got the pajama party. They miss your singing. I don't think so. Thank you though. Electric lighting has UV, the indoor lights power panel. I don't mean power the lights with solar. Power the solar with your lights. Interesting. I don't know. And it's something I'm going to have to think about for sure. I don't know. I don't really know nothing about it either. Like, I don't think my husband does either. I think that's why we have never done it. It's something to think about for sure. Okay, Ollie. Ollie, I'm giving you 2 more times to say something that pertains to what we're talking about, and if not, you're out of here. Hold on one second. My dog has to go outside for the 50th time. One moment. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, so that's what I got going on. And it is what it is. Today, we spent all day, and I got some pictures I'll show you here. We got so much done today. It was absolutely ridiculous. This is just like the beginning of really what we're doing here. You know, it's it's going to be it's going to be very tough, but we're working on it. Give me one second. I'll show you some pictures here. One thing about my Mac, it took me forever to figure out how to do pictures. Deep South Homestead has some videos about solar systems that might help you. Okay. Thank you. I might look into that. Let's see, do a share screen. Oh, I have to enlarge it. Keep forgetting to do that. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, that's perfect. Let me enlarge these just a second and you can see them probably a little bit better. Oh, I have to share one at a time. That's ridiculous. Let me make this a little bit bigger, guys. Oh, it's this one. Hold on. Yeah. That's probably works better. It's like really pixelated, and I did these with my phone, so it shouldn't be like that. This is what we got. Hey, Firefly Farm. These are right here, our new beds. And this is about 3 to 4, I think it's 400 square feet of raised bed space. So we have to put soil in these beds yet. We haven't done that. These are our other ones. And right here is where my spicy hot oregano was planted. I got rhubarb in here. This is lemon balm right here. And then these are all just free and open to whatever want to plant, really. And then we got some along this back ridge right here. And then the rest is all in the ground over here, which works out pretty good for us. And then let me get rid of that one. Let me enlarge this picture because this is ridiculous. My dog looks miniature. And then let me share that one. I thought I could share both of them at once, but who knows? I'm probably doing it wrong, but that's really bad picture and I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. Gotta be smarter than the computer. Was it that one? No, it's not that one anyway, so I'm glad I didn't share that. There we go. You know what? I think I did those in portrait mode on my phone. I think that's why they're all pixelated, to tell you the truth. Share screen. Boom. See all that stuff right there? This is all crap that we had left in the garden. That's insane, right? So we left all that in the garden and we just took it all out today. And so with the remainder of our tomato plants and loofah gourds and beans and all that crap. So we'll be clearing all that out. And I have a huge maple tree right here and it just like downs the leaves. So I will be cleaning all that up as well. So hopefully we can get that done tomorrow because it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful again tomorrow. Thanks for coming in, Gail. So hopefully you can get that done tomorrow and everything will be good. And I have a few like that, but my stinking cat had kittens that turned it into a big expensive litter box. Yeah, that's why I don't have cats. I thought about it, like, and the previous owners had left cats here. They had like 200 cats. No, it wasn't like 200, but it was like 35 cats. And it was a lot. And they took the majority of them with them, but 3. And 2 of them were hanging around. I was like, well, okay, it's just 2 cats, no big deal. And I was like, let's keep them. But then a 3rd cat started coming around. I'm like, I don't want 3 cats. 2 cats is enough. And so my mom took one of them and we found homes for the other ones and we were just like, no cats whatsoever. They might get rid of some of the rats and whatever, but it's just not what we want here. So 1 second, my dog again, give me a second. Oh, now you can't get out. How about that? What else? My dog is jealous. He gets real jealous of me and what I'm doing over here, and he hates it. So he pretends like he has to go outside, and he really doesn't have to go outside. He just sits there at the door and he scratches at the door, and then I let him back in. And it's like a annoying little game that he plays. And it's unbelievable. But yeah, I don't have any cats, but I would like to have a cat someday, maybe an indoor cat or something like that, but I don't want one outside. My neighbors have one, and it roams the yard every once in a while, and that's good enough for me. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. What else? Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're new, I did have to put down my turkey, Dixie. It was really, really sad. Yeah, then he flops on the bed. He's a piece of work. What are you doing? He's laying on my jacket. That's what he really likes to do. I don't know if you guys can see him. Look at him. Yeah. Spoiled rotten. And he knows I'm talking about him. He comes over and he'll nudge you to the point where he like flops your arm up. Yeah, you don't do that, do you? Yeah. But yeah, for those who don't know, we had to put our turkey down yesterday. I believe it was a lung problem. It was either a lung or a heart problem. She was starting to fill up with fluid. And so we thought the best thing to do for her was to put her down. So that's what we did. And it was tough on us. No, he won't poop on the floor. Not if I'm in here. Not if I'm in here. Now, if I left him and he was ticked off that I left him, that might happen. Or he might chew on toilet paper. He's done that. Like, he'll get the toilet paper in the bathroom and, like, you'll come home to, like, a mess. Like, what were you thinking? Yeah, you don't do that, do you? You're perfect. But, yes, you got it going on with that. Yeah, I love my garden. And we have the garden space completely blocked in too, so no animals can really get in there, except for unless you're a dog here who pries open the gate and then goes in and steals tomatoes. Who does that? Not Otis. Good thing you put Wide Family Farm in front of your name and not WT. Oh, for real. That's the truth. Oh no, it's not. I've had this thing for 3 years now, I think. No, it's not. But I had a really good tattoo artist who did it. And it took about 8.5 hours, close to 9 hours to do. And it basically took all day. And it was a lot of fun, actually. I had a good time. And the tattoo artist that I use is awesome and tours, and the person that owns the place tours the world, Germany and all those fabulous places, doing wonderful artwork. And I was lucky enough to have him do me. Thank you. And yeah, he's even done like some of the Skarsgårds and stuff like that, the actors and stuff like that. He can't tell me which ones because there's a confidentiality, but yeah, and he's a really cool artist. I'm really into neo-traditional tattoos. I like traditional tattoos too, but I don't have any of those. And yeah, so this was the neo-traditional. He thought it up, he drew it, and then he put it on my arm. So yeah, and it's a gypsy. There's just some things that people don't know about me, but I really love gypsies and stuff like that. So yeah, so it has a lot to do with me and my life, and it has meaning to me. So, oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Lauren Lewis. It's appreciated. But yeah, I have crows up here too, but this was done by an okay tattoo artist, and I'm going to get some of them redone. But I really love crows. It's like one of my favorite birds. So I know a lot of people don't know that I'm a huge, not only do I love crows, but I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. So yeah. So I like the crows. Now I'm off on a totally different subject. Oh, I also wanted to announce, yes, crows do. They protect my birds. Yes. If there's crows around, I usually have a flock of crows out there who do. They sit on, I have like a little fence where I kept my turkeys. And now my ducks are in there, but then it's separated. And then I have an electric fence where all my chickens are. Well, the crows come in and sit on that fence. And I always hear them in the morning. I hear them in the morning crowing out there. I'm like, every morning they're out there, which is good because that means that I don't have an owl stalking them, because I there for a while I had an owl stalking them, and you could hear it in the early morning before the sun would come up. And yeah, I think it's taken out a couple of my birds. So as long as the crows are there, the hawks and the owls will leave your birds alone. Because, you don't mess with crows because there's lots of them and they're pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? That's what I wanted was white and gray. Like I wanted a gray, black and gray, I mean. And then the tattoo artist insisted that I get color, and because of my skin tone, basically. And he's like, because I don't tan. I never tan. I always wear sunscreen. And he told me if you protect it with sunscreen all the time, he's like, your tattoo will look brand new all the time. And he did this really cool thing afterwards too. He put this stuff on it called New Skin. And a lot of nurses and stuff use it. And it's like this giant bag over top of your tattoo. And then like you leave it on for 3 days. And on the third day, you get in the shower and you pull it off. And when you pull it off, there's no scabbing. It's just like, it's awesome. It's like the coolest stuff I've ever seen. Most people just put like cellophane or something over it. He doesn't do that. He just puts this stuff called New Skin or something. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like a plastic wrap, but it sticks right to you, sticks to your skin. So it's pretty cool stuff. And it worked. I was nervous. I got to sneeze. Hold on a second, guys. So it was pretty cool. And I was pretty nervous though on my third day. Yeah, it's like a layer of latex over top of it. I was nervous on my third day because it was still really sore. But when you got in the shower and just kind of worked at it and pulled it off, it didn't hurt at all. And actually my tattoo, it hurt more up here, but other than that, it didn't hurt that bad. He did a good job, and he was gentle. Like he didn't like try to stab me with the needle or anything like that. Though I don't really have this tattoo I have on my chest, and the tattoo on my arm is the only tattoos I have. So, but he was very gentle. Usually I've seen people, what are you doing? Stop rooting and sit down. Usually some tattoos artists and stuff that I've seen, they like jab you. I don't want somebody like that. I don't want somebody jabbing me with a needle. And then when you jab somebody, like you run the risk of the colors blowing out and it not looking good and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't want that. But yeah, he did a really good job with the coloring. Like every time anybody sees it, the colors are like on point. And so, yeah. And then you put tarot cards up here, which have meaning. And yeah, and I think he did a good job. He drew it himself. So I gotta let my dog out of this room. He's driving me nuts. But yeah, so got my garden stuff figured out. It's just, we have more to come, more trays, more. I am super excited though, because Tammy from Rebel Canners is giving me some coffee seeds. And today, I still kick myself in the butt. My gardener had banana seeds, pink banana, and I should have freaking got them because I could totally have traded those with somebody else for something else. And you don't think of it at the time. I'm like, oh, I can't really grow those here. And I should have really got them, because that would have been really cool and I could have traded with somebody for something else. But I have horehound here, so horehound seeds. And by the way, my horehound did really great over the winter. It overwintered perfectly, and I actually have seeds that popped on it. So I'm gonna take some of those off. And if you're not, yeah, it was pink banana. Baker Creek had it too. And I looked it up to see if they had it, because if you can't get it at my gardener, usually you can get it at Baker Creek or vice versa. So I looked on there and they had it too, but it sold out too. So I wonder who's buying all those pink banana seeds. I'm like, what? Because I'm curious now, So I might try to find some somewhere else and see if somebody will trade me or whatever. But anyway, the Rebel Canner Tammy is trading me. I'm going to send her some horehound, and she's going to send me some coffee seeds. So I'm going to try and grow coffee, and I have lights and stuff so I can try and grow it and see if that works out. I just popped in for a minute. Y'all have a blessed night. All right, Bullfrog Swamp Homestead. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with me. What about aliens? Oh, by the way, I have been watching Ancient Aliens pretty much all day. I love that show. And there has been some new stuff going on that I didn't know about. And there was this one specific thing that really got me thinking about how the world is working and stuff like that. And one was in Turkey, they have all these underground cities. And I was just kind of taken back by that because I thought that was so cool. And they said that these underground cities was built before the last ice age. So and so I thought that was kind of cool. So they were talking about that. And then they were talking about this cave in Mexico that has like all these like giant crystals. And I thought that was pretty neat too. So I definitely am interested in weird stuff. So it was a pretty cool show. But yeah, I could probably talk about aliens if you really want me to. But I don't know if people would be into that as much. One of my videos, I don't know how I can talk about this, but one of my videos got reported. I assumed that it had to do 100% with some shenanigans that happened in my one live the one night, but I don't think it did. And I was really confused by it. So apparently, you have to be really specific when you are talking about growing plants. So I will from now on be completely specific about what I'm growing and how I'm growing it, because my video got reported, and yeah, and it was a huge mess. Like I appealed it and it still got taken down. So I redid it and I put it out there. So there might be two videos out there that are the complete same, but they have different titles. One I'm leaving up because it already has 42 views on it, and the other one is brand new. So that's what happened, and I had to redo the title. So I redid the title, and it's okay now, which I was completely shocked because I may get goofy and stuff like that, but I'm not inappropriate. I'm not that kind of person. I do talk about poop and stuff like that only to be goofy. I'm not like trying to insult people or anything like that. So this is a family channel, and it kind of shocked me a little bit to be, saying that my content was inappropriate. I was like, what? So I was kind of taken back by that, but I got to the bottom of it, figured it out, and I think it had a lot to do with my title. So you have to be really careful about talking about lights and stuff like that. Apparently they don't like it. So I'm just from now on going to be really careful about that kind of stuff. Oh, well, thank you, Ginger Ninja. I appreciate that. It wasn't like, it wasn't a great video by all means, but it was just explaining, like, because we redid our basement and stuff like that. And I was like kind of proud of it. Like we put a lot of work into it, and so then it got reported. So I was like, what the heck? So, whatever. Um, it is what it is now, and I fixed it. Another issue I had with one of my videos is the music. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I don't know. I mainly edit on my phone, so I think it had a lot to do with that. So I mainly edited on my phone, and I think my music levels were just like way too loud. And I didn't notice until it was too late. It was like super obnoxious. So I redid that as well. And so I have another video of that up. Not so many views. I think it has 25 views now, but it had more than that. I just had to take it down. So you know what? I might like some crazy Friday night or something talk about aliens. Why not? I'll totally do it. And we can like, I don't know. So I would do it, Ginger Ninja, if you want to do it. I'll talk about it. I'm not scared. I am who I am. Like people are gonna love me or they're gonna hate me. Hopefully you love me, but um I am who I am and I'll talk about aliens. I don't care. So if you want to do that some night, I'll do it on a Friday night or something. Late night chat or something about aliens. I could totally do that. That'd be kind of cool. Um, hmm. I don't know. Things have just been crazy. Like I said, we got so many plants started right now. I got this creeping thyme. I planted some of that and it's already popping up. Everybody says that stevia is so hard to get started. I got stevia grown like wild downstairs. I have chamomile. People say chamomile is super hard to grow, and I have tons of that. And I was doing research. I didn't know that chamomile comes back every year. So I'm super excited about that. I'm going to plant that in the bed with the oregano and hope that, everything gets along. But I'm really excited about the chamomile part because I want to have hot drinks and stuff over the winter. So my main goal over the summer is to harvest as much as I can of whatever I can. So we have it throughout the winter of next year. So. Aw, for real. That's so cool. Ginger Ninja, she's so cool. But yeah, so that's what we got going on today. And I was just sad about my turkey, so I thought I would get on here and talk about it a little bit. Let's see. Tomorrow night I'm having I am having my friend J Popstar, my Fakui. That's how you pronounce her name. She's going to be on my show tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we're just going to talk about a lot of things. I had to send her a pre-question list so she knew the questions before I asked her. She swears her English is bad, but it's great. Her English is fine. I can understand her just perfectly. So I had to give her some questions ahead of time. And I'm really hoping that she can sing us some music. So hopefully she'll be able to do that tomorrow night and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay. Bye, Dave. Have a good night. And she actually just messaged me. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait to have her on my show. I've known her in high school and stuff. So, hey. I got my area all ready to plant. Just need to get my dirt and put the seeds. Yeah. That's one thing that you need to do in the fall or when summer ends is look for those like dirt, like bags of dirt, compost, whatever sales, or maybe like sometimes Lowe's, like if it's a ripped bag, they'll give it to you for 50% off or something. That's something you need to look out for because I noticed specifically in Ohio, they don't sell bags of dirt in the spring, like when you're ready to start plants. It's not really spring yet, but it's considered winter. But hey, how are you doing? Let's see. Roland Homestead, if you want to come up, you can. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm just talking about plants and stuff. If you want to come up. It's just mainly garden talk, no big deal. Hi CB. Thank you for coming in, honey. Appreciate it. But yeah, you really have to look out, like, and if you don't have your compost already established. Like we have compost, but it's not nearly like established enough for like flower beds or anything like that. So we have to buy our dirt. I got this really cool stuff called Pro Mix. Um, and it's huge. It came in like a huge like thing. It was like freaking huge. And um yeah, it got reported, and I think I know why, because they thought I was growing pot. I don't do that. I don't smoke weed. If I did, I would be a nutcase. But I think that's what was going on. So that's not the case, but yeah. So I just changed up some wording in my title and redid the video because it wasn't like that. But anyway, that's why I got reported. So just be careful with your titles, your subject titles. Just make sure that they are appropriate, I guess. Mine just said, check out this new lighting system or something like that. So you just have to be careful. But yeah, so you just have to buy, like, if you are worried about it, buy your, like your dirt and stuff in the fall when things go on sale, or like throughout the summer when they have like rips and tears and stuff in the bags and stuff, you can get them. And some of those garden girls, like they have no idea, some of that stuff is so expensive, and you're like, oh, can we take this for $1? And they'll be like, yeah, you can have that for $1. And like, and you can get it for $1. So check it out during those times, because when January comes around, you won't be able to find crap. And it makes it really hard to start anything that you want to get started. I got my chicken coop up the other day too. I'm doing a no-dig garden this year. I have to get the soil people to drop off a load. Yeah, that's another thing I'm having issues with, is the soil people say the soil's not ready. Up here, it gets so cold that they can't do anything with it. Or they don't have it ready. So you have to be really careful with that too. We have all these raised garden beds, but we don't have soil in them yet because of that reason. I have some stuff done around here tonight, so I'm gonna slip out. Oh, okay, that's okay, Gil. Thank you. Yeah, and make sure you do some research on your topsoil too before you buy it. We thought we were getting a great deal at a local place. It was like a closeout store, and we thought we're getting a really great deal. And we got soil and we put it in, and it didn't even, like, it wouldn't hold water. It was like the crappiest soil I've ever dealt with. And so make sure that you're not buying off-brand cheap soil. When you do, you get what you buy. And that is the 100% truth about that, because yeah, you get what you buy. And so I bought those huge cubes of soil, Pro Mix or whatever. And so far it's wonderful, and it's really black and like rich looking dirt. And so it's pretty good stuff. Hey,
what's going on?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
So I'm just talking about soil.
Yeah, I heard you're talking about Pro Mix. It's kind of funny. That's what I use.
Yeah, and we actually bought it. Are you wearing a Menards shirt?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where we got it from, is Menards. So it was probably the best so far that we have found, because the other stuff we used, I like lost almost all my cabbage because it was just like the crappiest soil I've ever used. And it wouldn't like hold any water. It would just puddle up. And like we just knew right away when we planted this stuff in it, it just wasn't going to work. So
there's actually two kinds of Pro Mix. So those, because I used to complain. Number one, I'll tell you the reason why we wear Menards shirts is because you get them dirt cheap.
Yeah.
You can wear them around the house, work out, whatever you're gonna do. So if anybody's looking for cheap shirts, there's a good place to get them.
Yeah.
But there's two types of different Pro Mix. There's the one that's in a cubic brick that you got to break apart, and then there's the other one that's in bag form that you don't have to break apart. And I found out this last year that starting my seeds with that was so much easier, because then when I added the water and stuff, I wasn't literally breaking up a compressed brick. It was really easy to work with.
Yeah, we got the big bricks. It was like $13.88 for the big bricks. We thought that was like a way better deal because they had like, like the burpee and the organic stuff in the little bags. And we were like looking at like, but that says you can start plants in it too. And that's way bigger and it's a little more expensive, but you got way more soil.
Let me hang on a second once. Yeah, so this one here is, yeah, of course.
But yeah, that's exact same stuff. That's bag form or whatever.
Yeah, what's cool about it is that you don't have, like in the brick, you get a lot of wood chips in there, which when it comes to planting, like your seedlings and starting those, it can tend to be a pain in the butt because then you got to pull that stuff all out. So what I'll do with that is I'll use that and I'll put my phosphate in there and I'll put my, what's that stuff called that's supposed to aerate the soil? The little white dots.
With the B? Or are you talking about the perlite?
Perlite, yeah, the little stuff that looks like styrofoam for aerating your soil.
It's not like really little rocks or something like that, I think. I don't know.
I'll put that in there, mix it up, and then that's what we start with. And I can honestly say I'm getting 75 to 80% germination on 4-year-old seeds.
Oh,
we'll get 100% germination on the stuff if I would start planting the stuff that I had last year and I start doing that for this year, they'll automatically all of them. And the other trick too that we use is, and I learned this on my microgreens. When I do my microgreens, they say put your heat on, your heating pads, and then cover them with another and keep them in the dark. When I started doing that with my regular plants, my germination shot up like in half. So it's a really good thing to do that. And it's pretty good.
We have something set up to keep our plants in the dark for that reason. And then we got a really good deal on some really, really huge heat mats, like before Christmas. I can't remember specifically, but we got 2 of them for $50. And then we told people about it, and then we went back, and then they raised the price on them. It was like ridiculous. So we got like a really good deal on them. So
if you're having problem with weeds in your especially raised beds, you cover it with wood chip, and it's thick. I've used sawdust. Like if you look behind me, that's all the wood chip that we chip off of the property. But I've done it with sawdust too. Like when I'm cutting wood for the wintertime, I'll save all my sawdust and I'll put them in bags. Number 1, I use it for the chickens for bedding throughout the wintertime. And number 2, springtime rolls around and I can just layer that on real thick. And what happens is that doesn't allow your weeds to grow up. And if you're worried about the high nitrogen level with that breaking down, you can spread it out where the plants are and just like a 3 or 4 inch circle around that plant. And that'll take care of your whole weed problem. You'll have very little.
Yeah. We have weeds in there. They're not as bad. I think they're worse along where my field is because I get that huge grass like you have to like pull with all your might just to get it out. I don't know what that grass is called, but it's like really, it's horrible. It's horrible stuff. I get that in there, and then I get chickweed in there. But usually, like the stuff towards my house, like I can just rip it out. Like I usually don't have a problem. But we have like a part of our garden that is in ground, and we put weed fabric down. And
I do that on my big one, but my boxes. Last year I tried the fabric on my boxes, and I wasn't impressed. It was really hard to work with.
Yeah.
And the plants, it seemed like some of them didn't really like it. So I started. The wood chip works just fine, and I'll just keep using it. As long as you have wood chip, you might as well use it.
Yeah, that works out really good. Yeah. So, what time is it where you were at? You said you just got off work?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
Oh man, that's a long day.
Yeah. Well, I go in at 2, so it's 2 to 10, so it's only 8 hours. But yeah, and plus I'm redoing my studio. So in the next week here, I got to tear down the computer, the lights, and then I'm going to put the hardwood flooring in and repaint everything, and I'm going to put actual track lighting in here. That way I don't have my lights on stands and stuff. So that'll be all clean and neat.
Oh, that'd be cool. Any kind of wood chips, or is there some bad for the soil? I don't know.
Long as it's all natural.
Yeah. Don't get like anything dyed or anything like that, because that would be all bad.
Cedar's a good one to keep the bugs out, but it also puts tannins in the soil. So like what we use is like the hardwood from cutting up wood and stuff, the bark from when we have our cutting our wood for our firewood through the year. I will do like Courtney said, natural. You can go to any big box store, and usually right in the spring they'll have them real cheap for, I think they're like 1 cubic yard or something like of natural wood chip. You can do that, but is just make sure that, like she said, there's nothing added, no dyes to it. It's not cedar, hemlock, or there's another one, pine. You really like the hardwood because it takes a long time for hardwood to break down, and it gives you your nitrates and all your stuff slow.
Yeah. So, okay. I was talking earlier about rare seeds and how I was really kicking myself in the butt for not getting those pink banana seeds that my gardener in Baker Creek had. I'm like, now I should have got them. And Tammy from Rebel Canners is sending me some coffee seeds. So I want to try and grow some coffee.
Don't forget Mim's Garden I used to get my stuff from him, my gardener. Like I get my tomatoes from him because he's up in my neck of the woods. He's in Michigan and I'm in Wisconsin. So it's common for that. And I've had nothing but positive on the tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
But I have been going through Mim's, and she has got me, like, now we're all organic and we're all heirloom. I don't have anything that is not.
Yeah.
So, but there's another good one to get seeds from too.
What's the rarest thing that you have grown?
That I have grown?
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Reaper, Scorpion. And why I say that's rare is because I live up in my grow zone is 3A, so it's really cold here where those peppers like the extreme heat. So in order for us to do that, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then this year, I actually won these off of here. I think we're going to be doing red Russian kale. And these are Cala Reds. We got those bush beans. Everybody knows. Never heard of these. We're going to try them out. They're dwarf gray sugar snap pea pods.
Interesting.
So spaghetti, we go. Sweet corn Batman. But here's the one that I was really interested in, is this Dinosaur Kale. Supposedly this stuff can get bigger in my body.
Yeah, I wanted to grow that, and then before I got it, they were sold out. So that would be really cool to grow.
And I think I'm going to have some fun with that. Everything else here is pretty much shiitake peppers. I'll try that.
Never heard of those.
And one of my favorite things to grow, and people might say I'm nuts, is arugula.
Do you like it? What kind is it? Is it the red? What do they call it? The red or the rocket or something? Nope. Or rocket kale? Or
no, this is just a regular arugula. And if you never had arugula, it's one of those preferred tastes. Either you love it or you don't. It's not one of them like, oh, I can. It's like
some of it's kind of spicy.
It is. It can be. Yeah.
Yeah. He's located in. See, I didn't know he was either, but he's located in Wisconsin, CB.
Yeah, I'm up in northern Wisconsin. Camel Mill is another good one. And here's another one that I haven't tried yet. It's called Four Hork Chard. I've tried regular chard. I've tried Swiss, every kind of chard you can think of, but I've not tried these yet. So I'm going to try them out. And then this guy told me that I was going to burn myself, but it's called a Ring of Fire cayenne pepper. Now, last year I just grew regular cayenne pepper. And if those people that don't know cayenne pepper, if you look at any weight loss or any kind of shakes or drinks like that, cayenne is an ingredient because it opens up your capillaries and allows the vitamins and minerals to get through into your bloodstream faster. So the hotter the pepper, the quicker that reaction is. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the people that do weight loss, a lot of that ingredient is right here. It's in the cayenne pepper. So we're going to try this Ring of Fire and see if it's any hotter than anything I already had.
Yeah, my brother-in-law grows like some of the hottest peppers in the world. He grows them like in 5-gallon buckets in his backyard. And this year he sent me because I had been looking for cayenne, and he sent me some cayenne pepper seeds. So I don't mean to change the subject again, but fellow preppers, slow your Pictionary avatar. Not the same with who are you? How are you? I want to know who you are. You're definitely somebody that's playing Pictionary right now. I know you are. Dork.
So here's your these are Reaper pepper, or yeah, these are the Reaper peppers right here.
Yeah, my husband makes this concoction with he bought this pepper called Maruga Satan, and then he loves the Carolina Reapers too. So he made this powder out of it, and we just like use like just a little bit from your pinky finger and like put it in chili and stuff like that, and it has a really good flavor.
You guys have leeks where you're at?
Yeah.
So go and harvest your leeks and dehydrate them. And that is one of my base seasonings for anything that I make. And I make all my own seasonings.
Oh, wow.
And it makes the best if you're going to do like a barbecue rub or something like that. But you can take your pepper that you can handle, take your leeks, a little bit of sea salt or Himalayan salt, and then take some of your peppers and grind that all together. And now if you want to put a really good spin on there, an old guy told me a long time ago, he takes red bell peppers, you'll cut them in half. And I actually got a video showing this, and I got some pictures of it. And he'll smoke them until they're like, they look like a turd, actually, is what they look like. And he'll throw them in his grinder. And let me tell you, that makes the best seasoning ever had. That's got that nice, smoky, rich flavor. And he says, he calls it poor man's smoked paprika, is what he calls it. And I tried that last year. I did 10.5 pounds of jalapenos because we had so many jalapenos. So I threw them in my smokehouse, and it was just wonderful. Changes the whole flavor of any kind of seasoning. And that's one thing I've always done now is I put aside some peppers, and I will smoke them, and then we'll put them away and dehydrate them. And
that's something I never even thought about, is smoking peppers. I bet you that is super good.
I make all my own smoked salts. I make all my own peppers. I do the paprika, make all my own seasoning because then I know what's in it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing. And I know everybody's like, they'll freak out. And I actually, every year I sell out of that seasoning because they put it on. I put it on popcorn, eggs. You can put it on whatever you want.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good. It's my goal this year to make my own seasoning. And last year I had like tons of basil and oregano and stuff like that. And I have this oregano, it's called spicy hot oregano. And it's like, it smells just like pizza. It's like absolutely divine. It's like, it's so wonderful. And so this year I got Tabasco peppers and paprika peppers, and we got some nata pinos. And last year I grew, they're habaneros, but they're not hot. Habanados, I think that's what they're called. And they were so good, and they were so prolific. We had like 5 plants of them, and I couldn't keep up with them all. But they were so good, and they had a great flavor. But when you bit into them, you almost had like that oh crap moment, like, oh my God, what did I just buy? Because it tasted hot at first, but then it wasn't, but the seeds were. They were pretty spicy, but
yeah, if you just tie them like I do, is I'll tie them up and hang dry them.
Oh, okay.
And then like all my peppers, I don't, unless I'm putting them through the smoker, I don't do anything with the dehydrator at all. I just hang it. My oregano I hang, my basil I hang, my parsley I hang, chives I'll hang. And then what's really nice is you get out in the morning just right after the dew finished, and you have that nice, fresh, clean, and very little bugs on there. You cut it up and you can hang it right there.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Hey, Saltwaterborn. How are you doing this evening? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so I grew a ton of parsley. I have like half a tray dedicated to parsley because I really love parsley garlic salt. So I'm going to try and make my own with the pink Himalayan sea salt and try and do it that way.
You grow your own garlic too?
Yeah, I have a bed out there right now filled with it. So I'm hoping it turns out because we were kind of late getting it in.
So you're doing all hardnecks then?
I have no idea what it is. We bought it from the store. It was like we bought it from the store edition.
Yeah, because there's two different types. There's hardneck and then there's softneck. Softnecks growing in the summertime. Hardnecks are growing through the winter and into the summertime and usually harvested in July.
Oh, so we'll probably know right away when this stuff doesn't come up what it is. But
Mine
we
is
find garlic. Like, and when we did, it was like $35 for like one little thing of it. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. So we bought some organic garlic at the store and put it.
If you go just type into YouTube or Google, type in Rolling Homestead, you'll find me there.
Okay. Oh, you're talking what? I'm so confused. Oh, you mean your channel? Do you have? Oh, okay.
I got a little channel, so sorry.
Please give us some videos when you do that, Courtney. I'm interested. I did do a garlic video. So if you are interested in what I did, and I showed you what we did in the video, like how we did it, like we bought it from the store and what we did and how like, comparing to the price. We only paid $6 for that garlic versus buying it from the store or buying it from a seed place, which was like $35 or something like that. So
the other thing, Courtney, go and check out microgreens because I just found out I'll show you the bag. I just got my new stuff in today.
Oh, okay. You know what? I like arugula too, and I've come to really like it due to the fact that there has been a huge issue with romaine. And so I would get other lettuce. I had not eaten romaine in like a year because I was afraid to eat it because people were dying from eating romaine lettuce. So
I think I got this for $8. This is a 1 pound bag of cilantro for microgreens. And what's cool about when you do the basil, the cilantro, I got a leek. It's all the same seed. You're just eating it smaller when you're doing the microgreens. So this is how bad people are getting ripped off when they go buy basil.
I thought about that. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the same seed? But they're just labeling it microgreen. So you're getting like 2,000 seeds in that packet for
more than that. There's probably 50,000 seeds because that's 1 pound. That's a lot. This is a 1 pound.
I was wondering.
Of black oil sunflowers. So this is and I actually have some of them started. I can show you guys those. And then we just started leeks. So here's a whole bag of leeks. And then what's the other one here that I wanted? Pea sprouts. Oh, here it is. Genevieve basil. This is the same exact stuff I put in my garden.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
No, this is a whole pound, and if you go buy it, it's $2.39 at the store to maybe get 100 seeds in there. There's probably 20,000 seeds in here that I paid $7.89 for.
Oh wow!
So if you guys are looking at seeds, go check out the microgreen stuff. You'll be surprised. I don't do Amazon, so I'm not a big Amazon guy. This is actually from a supplier, which has seeds that you can buy bulk, which is 10 times cheaper.
I'm going to check it out because, I mean, I'm a huge M.I. Gardner fan. I always have been. And they do have microgreens on there. So I was thinking, what is the difference between that and buying broccoli? Like broccoli seeds? There is no difference. It's all the same stuff.
I got broccoli in here, and I've got 5 pounds of broccoli in here.
Yeah, so you'll have that for a long time. And, you know. Hey, Skinner Farms. Oh, Thorhaven, I am so freaking excited, right? So I'm a huge Mary's Heirloom Seed fan. And I got to interview Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I had a huge thing with her on it. It was great. But I'm glad that I did that and got to explore her site a little bit because I got on there and I got ramps, which I have never grown before. But I am super excited to start those ramps. Like, it's going to be awesome.
So here's a tray that we've been picking out of. This is all sunflowers.
Nice.
And
I did know it. But how does that taste? Is it good? Are they good?
These are another one of those that I like them. No one in the house other than me likes them. It tastes like a flower. If you, what's the other one? There's another one I got that's actually flower, which is 2 purposes. But I got this going, and I got wheatgrass growing. And what's cool about wheatgrass is I can get 3 clippings off of that, so that'll just keep coming up with my leeks and other stuff. So I really enjoy this kind of stuff. So if you guys are, especially in the wintertime for us, because 6 months out of the year we got snow, so we can always have fresh. And I don't have to put up the big grow lights and get the whole grow room all heated up. I can grow this on a shelf, and I've got 6 trays going at a time, and you got all the fresh edibles you want.
Yeah.
Radishes, if you really like a good one that I did, is there's a lettuce base. I think he has a micro gardener. There's a lettuce base, and then there's a spicy lettuce base, which has got mostly radish in it. And let me tell you, that's the best stuff I've ever. My kids love it. It tastes exactly like a radish, and it's cool. So
That's really cool. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
I like a little spice. Like I like the way a radish tastes.
And
So
for
that,
those that want to go commercial, there is and if the problem I don't have is I don't have any restaurants that want this, but there is huge money in this. There's people that I know that have a 10 by 10 room and they're making $100,000 a year selling microgreens.
really?
Big money in it. Yep.
That's good to know. Good stuff. Yeah. I really enjoy. I like tonight. I was just on Baker Creek's website and MI Gardener's website, just seeing what they had left. I got a ton of seeds. I don't need any more, but I turned into like a giant seed hoarder for some reason, and I have all these seeds. It's ridiculous, but I can't help it. Like especially if it's something rare, like those ramps. Like typically that's only grown in West Virginia, and because they're wild ramps. And so I'm really, really excited about growing those because I really want to.
I go every winter. I mean, every winter, every spring, we go in the woods and we harvest ramps. Ramps are called leeks.
Yeah.
Same thing. And some places like in Canada, if they saw what I harvest in a year or actually in the spring, I guess I'd have a $20,000 fine and sitting up to 10 to 15 years in a federal prison.
Really?
Yeah, they can only have so many pounds of it, and it's a big deal. So be glad if you got them.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have gold in them seeds.
So Thorn, I dry my chives. I tie them on a string and I hang dry them, and I put them up somewhere where they're going to be dust free and leave them alone. Sometimes if I got a lot, like if I go, we can usually get 3 to 4 different cuttings off of our chives. And at that time, roughly oregano is in ready to go, and the basil and the parsley. So then I'll start putting circulation fans in there to keep stuff moving. Because if they're just sitting there in the basement in the cellar time, it could get to the point where you don't have that air moving around to dry it out. I've already done too is I'll put my dehumidifier on and it sucks the moisture right out of them. But you got to be careful doing that because you'll go down there and they'll still be a little bit damp. And then 2 hours later, they're crunchy and they go, what the heck just happened here? They're dry.
Yeah, the dehumidifier, like that's what's up with our basement too. Like the dehumidifier just sucks everything out. We have to go down there and water like twice a day, just to like make sure that everything's good. But I don't like dry chives. I like them fresh. Like I dried them and they didn't smell very good. I was like, what is this? I'm like, I didn't like that.
I do too, but then we don't have them throughout the winter. And I got it. So now I know exactly how much I need for everything that I do. And I put that much away and I shut down. Just like I've got a family of 5, all 3 boys, and then us. So we're all pretty big eaters. And I learned out real quick. I'm like thinking, okay, 5 vegetables, 52 weeks in a year, so I need 52 of each. Well, I found out my boys are all green bean eaters, and my green beans are gone like within 2 months. I'm like, crap, now I'm out of green beans.
Yeah.
So I doubled up on, and it depends. The kids are, they're funky because one year was green beans, then it switched to carrots or sweet corn. And so then
you have to grow double of everything.
Yeah, so I double, triple up on everything, and then you're like, and then I got my canned foods yet on top of it, so I'll can some and I'll freeze some, and I'm like, okay, so now we're at that point now where we rotate. So this year we're working on the frozen, and then this last time we canned everything, so then next year we just go to the canned stuff, and then we put away our frozen, so it can nice to have that rotation.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I'm really excited this year about growing different things that I've never really had before. So I've never really eaten squash or anything like that. And when I had it, it wasn't very good. It was like.
Go watch that video of mine where I pull up that 14-pound butternut squash.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'll have to watch.
Thing's a monster. It's huge.
That's pretty cool.
I actually called the Guinness Book of World Records. I thought I had because I never known they're all like 12 pounds or something like that was the biggest. I'm like, hey, I got 14. I'm lock and loaded. Never got back to me though. They must have thought. So I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never had squash before. And the only squash I've had was like frozen, and that is not good. Frozen squash is not good to me.
If you really want a good squash, like a top dollar is a Carnival winter squash.
Oh, okay.
And I like butternut. And do not like I got somebody gave me some spaghetti squash or something like that, and I planted them next to my butternut while they crossbred. So then I had this butternut spaghetti squash, which was not good because I don't like spaghetti squash to begin with. So kind of got to separate them a little bit. But yeah, if you want some really good tasting squash, your butternut, your Carnival are going to be amazing.
Okay. Well, I got some butternut and I got some long neck. So, and then I bought they're 8-ball zucchini or something like that. They're like a ball. They're not long. So I'm excited about that because you can cut it in half and stuff it with like, sausage or something. So
what we did is kids, I found out the boys didn't like zucchini. And I'm like, zucchini's so good for you. You know what? I mean, but they love zucchini bread. So I'm like, I'm going to try some. So I cut some little ones. They're only about this big. Cut them in half, cleaned them up, put some spaghetti sauce in there, put some pepperoni and put some cheese on the top of it. And then I found out my kids love zucchini when you make little boats out of them.
Yeah. That's like little mini pizzas without the bread.
Yeah. Throw them on a grill and they just love it.
Yeah, that'd be even better. Put my spicy hot oregano on top of that. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, oh my gosh, my son is not a teenager yet, CB, but he's only 2, but he eats good at 2 years old. So I'm really, really scared for him to be a teenager. He's gonna eat me out of house and home.
My little one just turned 11 2 days ago, and I'm 6'5", 280 pounds. That boy can almost keep up with me eating now, and he's only 11. I kicked the oldest one out. I said, you got to go get a job because you're eating me out of house and home. So now all he does is come over to the freezers every other month and cleans me out anyway. So
he needs to have another garden like prior to yours. And then he needs to, have that garden to himself and do his own thing over there. So he has food for himself.
I got one of the gardens is an acre and the other garden is, there's 12 beds in there that are I think there are 4x8 in there that are raised beds. So plus we got 25 apple trees on the property, 2 pear trees, 2 peach trees, a plum tree, 2 plum trees, a bunch of blueberries, but I never get any of them because my chickens get to them before I do.
That's funny. Oh, but the birds love it. Yeah, I never have leftovers between my son and my husband. My husband is a big leftover eater, so yeah.
They do that too. Is the kid will go down and he'll say, "Hey, Dad," because we got wild strawberries. I put a couple patches of those in, and they just went ballistic. And then I started these raspberries, and a buddy of mine got them, and they're the size of a dime, but they're probably I want to say an inch to 2 or inch and a half long. They're just gigantic. So every time them come in, he came in one day. He says, "Hey, Dad, look, I got the raspberries." I'm like, "Cool." Start going down there. Well, he also didn't tell me that he picked and ate the rest of the raspberries that were on the vine. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, we have this wonderful raspberry patch, and last year, oh, hey, hold on. What's up, Thorhaven? What's going on, Darren?
How's it going tonight?
Good. We have this really awesome raspberry patch in the back of our garden, which was kind of a mistake. We probably shouldn't have put it near the garden. But, we were first time growing stuff. And so we thought we actually killed them. And then we noticed that they were coming up. Last year was the first year that we had berries, and we planted these ones called Fall Gold. And they are delicious. They come in the fall, like late fall, and they're like a beautiful, like peachy color, and they are really delicious. They don't it kind of tricks your brain a little bit because you know how you think a red raspberry tastes, but then you have that, and it doesn't taste anything like that. And I'm like, I can't hopefully this year I get a lot of them because I want to make jam out of them.
That's like my gooseberries. I love gooseberries, and chickens love them also. And when your gooseberries are getting up there, like now they're just little plants, so it's perfect height for the chickens to get at them.
Yeah.
But then the blueberries, if you ever see them around by, they're called top hats, and they're not the regular blueberries. They're long. They look like teardrops. They're so good. And the bush itself, it's like a tree. It can get up to like 5 feet tall, and it's just loaded. So if you guys like blueberries and you're looking to get a whole bunch of them top hats are a really nice one to put in.
I'll have to check that out. I have like 6 blueberry bushes, but no, I have 8 of them. And 6 of them I just planted last year. And then I have a pink blueberry lemonade that rarely ever gets any. It gets like these really teeny pink blueberries on them, and that's it. And then by the time you get out to them, like they're gone. And then I have 1 really good producing blueberry bush.
You got sumac trees down by you?
No.
Because there's another good one. When you want pink lemonade that people will love, that is so good.
Really? I'll have to look into it. See if
Make sure you're not getting poisonous sumac. You want the sumac with the berries on them. You don't want to grab the other one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that grows here, but I'll try. I mean, I'll look into it and see. That'd be kind of cool. So what you up to, Darren?
Not too much. Just drinking and thinking.
Drinking and thinking.
Drinking and thinking. You guys got me all excited with the talk about the leeks and the arugula and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We love growing the leeks here for the doing the potato leek soup and stuff in the winter.
Yeah, that's so good.
We store as many potatoes as we can and freeze as many leeks as we can for that. Oh yeah. It just makes the winter go by that much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a kid growing up, and my grandpa used to go in the spring, right when trout season would open up, we go fishing. And the first fish that we'd catch, it was legal. We'd cut that thing right there on a spot, start a fire, and we'd ram the leeks right into the center of the fish, and we'd cook that thing on the open fire. And let me tell you, I've never had a trout the same way. If I have trout, I got to do it that way, or I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds wonderful. That sounds really good. Blueberries was the word we had in oh my gosh, the Pictionary thing. That has to either be Jess or Viper, and I don't know which one it is, but
let me see. I'll go pop open another screen because I seen that they were playing. I'm like, okay, why is Courtney over here by herself? I'll go.
I didn't want to do.
It's funny, you guys talking about those blueberry-like things, and for us here in Quebec, we have the Cameroons Haskop. So it's like a blueberry, but it's elongated. So it kind of tastes like a blueberry, but it looks, it's a lot longer and thinner and grows in a small bush. We've got a few of them out here in our food forests.
So if it would grow where you were at, it'd probably definitely grow where I am at.
Oh yeah, because we're a 3B4 sort of thing.
Yeah. So maybe I need to look into that. It's hard to find like different bushes in this area. They don't really have them. Like the pink blueberry lemonade was like the weirdest one that I've seen around here. Oh, and I got May pops or whatever.
I'm the one that for Mal for Quebec Homestead, when she just first started, she came to our channel, and she grew coming off of us. So it was kind of nice because I'd say, hey, I want to try some of your stuff that's for that cold weather. So she started giving me the ideas, and she's actually got a tomato that is for the cold environment that I want to get out my hands on and try because
Arctic one.
Yeah, because right now I'm running like the Tom Lincolns.
I got the seeds.
You got the seeds, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, my husband didn't want to grow it. I wrote Sean in Alaska. I said, hey, Sean in Alaska. I was like, you want some Arctic tomatoes? And he's like, yeah. So I sent it to him. So I was like, glad he can enjoy it. He said he still doesn't know if he can grow it, though. He said most produce like that is grown in greenhouses there. Because
she doesn't grow. Sure, hers is all in the open, and I really am going to try this year. She did a hay bale with her potatoes. And I seen people do that where they'll take straw hay bales and they'll stand them up and they put the seeds in there and water it and it grows, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, up here we're in potato country, so I can walk literally across the street and there's a potato field of 200 acres. I can go across behind me and there's a 200-acre field of green beans and produce wherever I want. So I never really did anything with potatoes because then you get the potato bugs and they go through and they'll eat anything and everything out of your garden. So I just wait for them to go and pick and I'll just go get what I want. But this year I want to try to do some like yams, and I want to do some little reds and do some particular ones that I really enjoy and see how that turns up. So I'm going to do the hay bale concept.
Yeah. Huh.
Now you're getting spammed. Who's Noodles?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm in top chat.
Goofy. Hi, Shawnee. Thanks for coming in. I like potatoes. Unfortunately, potatoes don't like me. So I did get some jicama seeds. I was going to grow that. And then by the time I got the seeds, it was like too late. I didn't realize it takes like 6 months for them to develop. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't really grow those right now. I might do it next year where I'm a little more on top of things. But I want to try the jicama and see how that works.
Well, once you have a loaded potato, you never have anything else.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here they have pork potatoes. Have you ever had a pork potato?
I've had every kind of potato I think they make.
Yeah, they throw the barbecue pork and everything on top. They always have them at the country fairs and stuff.
That's like our loaded potatoes. They'll take ham or Canadian bacon with cheese and onion, and they'll split them in half and load them up. And I'm like, you better keep adding more. And I've seen some with jalapenos, tacos, everything. And I'm just like, yeah, potatoes are my thing.
Yeah, they're really good.
Well, Thor, I'll have to check your channel out. I just became a member over there. There you go.
We're a big fan of tomatoes and bacon as well.
Yeah, we like bacon. Yeah.
So if you can't ever do bacon, I'll tell you another trick that was done in the old days. That people, the story was bacon was too expensive, so they went and they would do like a pork roast, and they would thin slice of pork roast and they would smoke it, and that was their bacon. It's called side pork. Well, this year we threw a nice big old pork butt on a smokehouse, and then I just cold smoked it and I sliced that, and let me tell you, that was better than the bacon was, because you got a bigger chunk of meat. The fat is good too, but I was just delicious after that. I'm like, I made my own bacon, but I think I'll take the side pork over bacon any day. Besides Canadian bacon, I still would take that over anything else. But
yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Canadian bacon.
We had one pig 2 years ago, and we've still got two big chunks of pork belly, and we smoked. I want to say it was 4 of those pork bellies we smoked, and made our own bacon. So we sliced it the way we wanted on our. We built a smoker out the back, so we smoked it out in the smoker and then brought it in, and we've got basically a commercial slicer. So we stuck it on the slicer, sliced it up, and then packaged it up for ourselves. And yeah, when you make your own bacon, it's
yeah, you go in my shop and there's right now
nothing like that.
There's 12 hams hanging in there. There's 40 sticks of summer sausage, and I think I have one or two of the side porks left too. So you go in the shop, and I just love that smell. I used to remember when I was a kid growing up, and my great grandpa, you walk in her house and her whole house smelled like that every day. It's like walking into a butcher shop. So, and I'll go into work and people are, what are you smoking? Because it's on my jacket. So every time I fire up the smoker, like, what you smoking? Same thing with pastrami. You guys want another good one? Make your own pastrami. It's simple, it's easy, and let me tell you, it tastes wonderful.
That sounds good. We haven't really went that far with our own pigs yet. I think if I got pigs, my mom would kill me because she lives next door, and the previous owners had pigs, right? And they had like giant ones. They were like humongous, and they had like 10 of them in the back field. And they didn't do anything about the smell. So anytime my mom was like on her back porch or anything and the wind blew, like all you could smell is like pig crap. And so it was horrible. And so if I got pigs, I think my mom would have PTSD or something from the memories of the pig poop.
I did veal when I was a kid. And I think I'll take pig any day over veal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just after that I couldn't eat veal for anything. I still can't eat veal. That's just no. Pigs are better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bridget's sister, we just bought the house from her in the summer, and she built a new house up front on the property. And we had 3 pigs last year and 40 meat chickens. And this year we plan to have another 40 meat chickens and 8 pigs. So I'm pretty sure she's going to be not sitting on her back porch for the summer.
You guys ever try the Red Rangers yet?
Red Rangers.
Check out the Red Ranger meat birds. I had them. They're free range. And they're not like the other meat birds where they just sit by the water and the feeder. These actually go out and scrounge and scratch. They take another 4 weeks to grow to size.
Okay.
I think it's 15 weeks is what their max is. And the average one that I was running was between 7.5 to 8 pounds per bird. But
okay,
they're taller, so it looks like you got a turkey drumstick when you're eating it instead of a chicken drumstick. So, but the meat was just phenomenal, and a lot of the people up here now have turned over. There's a lot more people are running Red Rangers versus their traditional birds.
Yeah. We order about 40 of the regular meat chickens, and then we also hatch our own Chanticleer. So it's a Quebec breed that's good for meat and eggs. So we harvest the roosters from those that, we don't sell. So if we don't sell them, they're going in the freezer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like my Brahmas. I love them.
Like if we have any more males, we get any more males, they're gone because we already have 5 roosters. So if we put another rooster in with them, I'm sure they would like fight each other to the death or something. But yeah, that's our motto now. No more male rooster or our roosters, or we're gonna go to freezer camp, as they say.
I started going because I wanted like cold weather. I was looking at birds, and I went to the Brahmas and the Russian Brahmas, and they're nice birds, but they don't lay like the reds or the blacks that are behind me, the Jersey Giants.
I want a Jersey Giant so bad. The Tractor Supply near me has them, and my husband said, "No, you're not getting any more chickens." I just bought 8 Leghorns, and so I have those, but I have like 40 chickens.
You guys are gonna love them. Them are the skittiest birds I've ever owned in my life.
Really?
We had one, and I actually made a video about her. Her name was Ghost, and I could not. She would literally get out of the pens, and I bought a deer farm, so my whole property had 3 of my acres are fenced in with deer fence. Then on top of it, I put chicken wire that is 5 feet tall all the way around in the pen, and then I have my big coop, and then we have a little coop. Like, is there a brooder? Or if we got a sick bird later on, which we can put her in that one.
Yeah.
And I had this white Leghorn that literally she thought she was precious and that she would not lay an egg in that coop at all.
Oh, she was picky, huh?
She'd go in my shop and lay an egg in my shop. And I'm like, so I tried everything.
Is it warm in there?
No, it's not warm in there. And then I'm like, this stupid bird is always in my shop, laying an egg in the shop. So you have to go and find out where Ghost's eggs at, because there should be 4 white eggs. We got 4 white birds, and you could go in my shop, you'd find her egg in there all the time. Well, then I locked her out of there, and then she would find her way into the little coop and lay an egg in there. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, bird? You're just nuts. And I couldn't figure out. To the day she died, I could not figure out how she was getting out, because her wings are clipped. She can't fly. I got fence at 6 feet tall, plus I got a 12-foot fence that goes all the way up, so there's no predators or no nothing that can get her out of there. But yeah, she was the most skittish bird you ever saw, but it was crazy. She would not lay an egg in that coop until you let her out, and you could do this too. You open a gate up, she'd make a beeline right for my shop, and she'd drop her egg in there, and then she's all happy-go-lucky. It's like she's waiting for me to let her out.
Oh, she had personality, though. I like that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I have a couple of birds that are just. I have this Amish buggy in my chicken coop run area, and there for a while I have barred rocks and I have Easter eggers too, and they always would find a spot in that Amish buggy to lay their eggs, but it's always like a horrible spot. Like I can't reach under the seat to get them like that. So one night my husband was out there looking around or whatever, and he saw a barred rock in the back of this Amish buggy all nestled in. I'm like, oh no, she went broody or something, right? So we go and look. She's like sitting on 21 eggs. It's like, what is she doing? She's crazy. So we like candled all of them, make sure that there was nothing in them, and then ones that we couldn't see, well, some of them, that's the thing, is like once a bird goes broody, it's catching, so then all the other birds want to do it too, or they sit next to her and lay an egg. So I had green eggs and brown eggs, and I knew eggs that she doesn't normally lay. They were all like underneath her, and the green ones are really hard to candle, like you can't see anything in those. And I'm like, well, I don't know. So we didn't know when they were laid, if they were good, bad, whatever. But we tried to incubate some of them, and we had them in the incubator. It was like our last shot. We're like, okay, well, this isn't going to work. I'm like, there's nothing in there. And then one time, me and my husband were like sitting on the couch, and we hear peep, peep, and we're like, we both look at each other, we're like, oh my god. We got a bird there. We actually turned off the incubators. We thought nothing was going to happen. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, we got a bird. And we heard it. And then 8 hours later, we had a little bird come out of the eggs.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Today we just stuck 23 eggs in the incubator. Started them. So we'll see how that goes.
That's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like my barred rocks. I got rid of them. They're picky, pain in the butt. And then I'm getting rid of all of my Rhode Island Reds. I'm going to stick with my Jersey Giants. And I think this year we're going to do some rainbow chickens this year. I guess they're supposed to be kind of fun to see what we get. But
I love the colorful egg layers. They have this one. It's like a new bird I've never heard of. It's called Mystic or something or another, and they lay the really dark ones like the now I can't think of it. All the chicken knowledge has escaped from my head, but they lay these really, really dark eggs, and I was like, man, I really want some of them. But I get compliments all the time on my eggs about all the different colors because I have blue and green and all those cool colors. And so I had one woman buy some eggs from me, and she's like, "Oh, I love them so much. I gave them some. I made up little baskets for my friends." I'm like, "Okay, whatever floats your boat." Like,
we had people buying fresh eggs, and then they were complaining that they couldn't make hard boiled eggs. So then I'm sitting here because I've got the pressure cooker. So then I'm doing hard boiled eggs and sell them for 75 cents more, and people are buying them left and right. I'm like, these guys are crazy. So then I started making them pickled eggs, and a guy comes up, "Hey, can you make some spicy pickled eggs?" And I'm like, well, I can make some spicy eggs. So I threw like 6 or 7 Reaper peppers in there. So then I had to try one of these things. I made a video on that one too. That was kind of funny. And I'm like, talking about some serious heat behind it.
I'm going to have to catch up with some of your videos. I knew you from Gil's channel because I know that you were on there a couple of times, and I think that's why I added you on Facebook, but I don't know why it didn't dawn on me. So I've been trying to catch up. I've put some comments on your videos, but I'm going to have to catch up with some of your stuff so I can know what you're doing over there in Wisconsin.
Oh, we're having a blast. When you got my rooster is he'll follow you around. So I've got a big Brahma rooster with like spurs on him like this, and he thinks he's got to walk around and follow you wherever you go. So
follow you and attack you, or follow you?
Nope. I have a good rooster. And the funny thing is that you can say, "Ross, no," like he'll get up and do his dance. I'm like, "You stupid, knock it off," and then he'll stop and he'll look at you. Or he'll sit up on a deck here, and he'll start to crow, and I'll open the door, and all I gotta do is take the shotgun and go, and he'll take off running back to the coop. So it's hilarious because he knows what's coming. Because there's no way that I'm gonna sit up at 4 a.m. and listen to you go and beller. And then I got a little Brahma that I actually sold this one, because he would do his crow and he'd fall off. So it was like, and I was just like, okay, you got to go because you're just wrong.
The most pathetic sound.
It was crazy. It's like, where's your voice, buddy? He'd go in, and well, one day he decided to go over by Ross. So you think of a chicken that's half the size of a Brahma, and he's going to go into his pen. And I'm like, well, this should be interesting. So I see Ross, see him, and he goes to try to jump on a chicken quick, and Ross flies from one end, and I got a half an acre, so he's down on the other end. He flies over there, and I'm like, oh, crap, I'm not going to get there soon enough. Feathers all over the place, and Jim Young comes flying out of there. Like, and it's like Ross knows because I tell him stop it, and he'll stop. Or I say go back to your pen. He'll go back to the pen, but he walks in my shop. I'll be working on under vehicle or something. The next thing I know, I see these little legs come walking by, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And I got a Great Dane for a dog, and he kicked his butt one time, and the dogs leave him alone.
Wow.
The funniest are those new roosters who start crowing.
Oh, it's so pathetic.
And they sound like they're drunk, and they do it all day long. There, I think they know they're annoying. Yeah, they know it's bugging you.
Yep.
And I like having the old man running around because he learns now. He crawls in the morning to get his girls going, and then I don't hear him after that. Once in a great while, or he'll like we have a raptor recovery of I think it's like 10 miles as a crow flies away from us. I've watched my rooster take on eagles. I actually got a video of that one. Wow. Where he actually takes the eagle's flying around, and I can see him, and he's yelling to get all his girls, and they all come running underneath the picnic table or go in the chicken coop, and he stands on the wood pile and he keeps yakking at this eagle. I'm like, you dummy, go in. So I go running out to the chicken yard. And then I had a turkey vulture come over, and I had 3 of them sitting there looking at my chickens, and he's standing out in the middle, nothing around. He's just standing there yelling at them. And I'm like, you are the bravest bird I've ever seen in my life, or either that or the dumbest bird, one of the two.
I got 2 lavender Orpington roosters, 1 Easter egger rooster, and 2 Polish roosters, right? And all of them are super friendly. Like I can hand feed every single one of them, right? But the 2 little ones just think that they are something else. They sit on I have that Amish buggy, and they sit on the wagon wheels, and they crow, and they carry on. They just think they're something else. But the other ones,
they actually get along with each other, or don't they fight?
No, they don't, because my chicken psychology right there. I got a little of that going on.
I gotta learn that one.
We had to take out 3 of them this past weekend because they were causing a problem.
Yeah,
bugging the hens and
or so.
just causing a chaos in the coop.
Yeah.
So every other rooster I tried to put in there with my big one, he won't have it.
That won't work because he wasn't raised with that bird. If they're raised with them, then yeah, they're fine. But if they're not, they will fight each other to the death because those are his women.
Yeah, Ross is one lucky dude.
Yeah. I actually added 10 more barred rocks to my flock because of that reason. Barred rocks can be nasty, and whatever. And I thought, well, they could hold up to all those roosters. So I added 10 more to the flock, and man, they do. They don't put up with any crap.
Yeah, I got a chicken that we named Eagle because Ross would try to mount her, and she'd turn around and whack him one right in the chest. He'd back off and look at her like, what the heck was that? And he'd do the happy dance again and go around her, and he'd try to pin her down to the ground, and she'd get up and whack him another one. After that, actually, he won't mount her. He leaves her alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this crazy Easter egger. I don't know what her deal is, if she's like nuts or what. But every time I have a Lavender Orpington, he's huge. He is absolutely humongous. His name is Valentino. And then the other one that looks like him is a little bit smaller, so I named him Junior. And every time I go to feed Junior, I feed him by hand, that Easter egger will fly at me and try to take all the food. Like I don't know what her deal is or what it is, but she'll fly right, and she hurts. Like, I don't know if she's desperate for food or what's going on, if she's psychotic, but she just like flies right at you, man. We call her Henrietta, but she's just a nasty little Easter egg.
Here, I'll show you Ross. He is a awesome little bird. I shouldn't say little.
Aw, what is he again?
He's a Brahma.
Brahma. Oh, those are so beautiful.
So yeah, those are the Red Ranger. Those are the meat birds. That's how I set it up. And look at the size of those things.
Yeah, that's nice. I thought about getting something other than the popular one is Cornish cross, right?
Yeah, but they lay in front of the dish and they sit there and yeah, here's the one main coop. So
Aw.
So this is my squash patch that you're gonna try this year.
Oh, nice. Mine are going to be in raised beds, so this ought to be interesting.
That's 3 plants.
So yeah, when I plant them, I'm not going to plant that many then, because
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, that was I did every other year I'll do I'll bring a cow in. So that one year I had 2 red Angus. And I had black Angus when I was a kid growing up, and I loved the meat, but they would literally tear down everything I put up. So if I would put up a dual bull fencer, then things would walk right through it. And I did that for FFA, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with these stupid cows. I'm going back to something else that's easy. A buddy of mine had this red Angus, and he's like, hey, I got this red Angus that I got too many beef cows. You want a couple? I said, sure. He goes, yeah, Tank. I said, Tank. He says, yeah, I named it Tank. I said, why'd you name it Tank? He says, well, he's as wide as he is tall. Like, great. This is all I need is this big old cow in here. So I get this thing, and it's huge.
$2,000 in feed later.
I'm like, what the heck? So to make a long story short, my youngest son and him became pals. So this one day I walk out there, here my son's standing on his back, and they're walking around, and he's going by the walnut trees. And I'm like, dude, get off of him. So I'm running out there, grab my kid off the back of this cow, and the cow kind of looked at me like, what are you doing with him? And then a couple days later, you see him there laying down, and he's laying on his belly side. I'm like, Hunter, get in here. What are you doing? Yelling at my son. He's right there. I said, that cow decides to roll over. You're flattened. Well, they're buddies. Everywhere the cow went, he was at, and everywhere he went, Tank was at. And it just got to be hilarious until, well, then I started to tell him, hey, I'm going to be butchering this thing because now I'm thinking steak because he's getting pretty nice. So the day that we got rid of him, the trailer came in, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. You can pretty much lead this cow. You put a rope around him, it goes wherever you want. I said, this is the easiest cow I put in a trailer. Well, I get the rope around him. Tank starts walking. That dude opens up that trailer, and he forgot to wash the trailer out, and there was blood in there. And that cow went ballistic, blew through that guy's trailer, took the door right off the trailer, out into and we're wide open. We're in fields where hundreds of acres of cropland. This dude's running all over the place. It took me 2.5 hours. I get the rope on him, get him back to close to the house as soon as he smell that trailer. So if you're ever going to butcher, make sure the trailer's clean.
So did you end up butchering Tank?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't save him?
No. I saved some of the steaks and ate them later.
Oh, Lord, that's funny.
I told him when he was young, I raised him that way. I said, everything that we have here, I said, at some point in time, it's food. I mean, you gotta understand that your pets are your dogs and your cats that you got in the house. I said, he wants me to get a pony, but then he's like, Dad, I don't want to eat the pony though. I'm like, no, we're not going to eat ponies. He said, then he didn't understand that. I'm like, well, you ate Tank. I said, that's different. That's a cow. So now he's 11. He understands. Like his favorite chicken is Eagle. So I was going to get rid of the Rhode Island Reds this year. And he looks at me, he says, but can we keep Eagle? Because she's a Rhode Island Red. And I'm like, you got that other one at Brahma that you like. And yeah, but I like Eagle. So I got to keep a stupid chicken around that don't lay eggs anymore just because he likes the chicken.
But they're so cute. I got Polish hens. I got 2 red ones and a silver laced one and 2 black ones with white poofs. And they are so dumb. They are so dumb. And they don't lay. They lay like 38 eggs a year. Like right now I got little white eggs about yay big. But they're so fun to have around.
I like it when chickens just start laying eggs and you got the oopsie poo eggs and the different style of eggs because it's so funny. What the heck?
Everything outside the house is fair game for food.
So it is here.
If they're not making food for you, they're food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for my turkey. We raised several turkeys and I just lost her yesterday, so she was not food, but she followed us around like a dog. We could not do it. And
Here's that stupid Brahma that I had, that's rooster. His name was Wing Jung or something like that. But he was a pretty cool looking bird. I mean,
oh, whoa, cool.
yeah,
We can't have birds. How do you have birds there with the feathery feet?
because we got the cold weather here.
Huh?
Brahmas have the feathers all the way down to their feet, but he was hilarious because he was like I wanted to name him Bigfoot or Sasquatch or something because he's fur all the way down to the bottom. I mean, feathers all the way down to the bottom. He was the only Brahma that I ever seen that had them like that, where he was completely covered. You just saw those little nails sticking out. It was kind of cool.
So, okay, you can have birds then with feathery feet in the weather because our weather is horrible here. I mean, we have bad snow.
Brahmas they're good up to 40 below.
Oh. See, my husband always says that we can't have birds with big combs and we can't have birds with feathery feet because of the snow.
Yeah, for us, we're good with anything except the big combs.
Yeah.
They'll get frostbite.
You're gonna really be didn't you just tell me you got a bunch of leghorns?
Yeah.
They're prone to freeze their cone.
Oh, great.
So you got to watch out for that. Like my let me see if I can bring up one of my coop.
Yeah, and I hope they're not so flighty to where they're ridiculous because
Yeah, I had two white ones that actually had their cones. Like, see, this is another Brahma right here. This is a white Brahma.
Did you do anything with the combs after they were frostbitten?
I tried, but once that happens, they're never the same, and they're not happy. So it's and I think it was within one summer after that one lost its comb, it was dead.
Oh.
Oh yeah, here you go. So be careful with them. So you see that's on a scale, that's a squash.
Yeah.
And then
Lord, might just do a couple seeds per. I don't want to get over my compliments.
This was supposed to be blue dwarf kale, and it turned out to be this huge. It was just gigantic.
That's interesting too. That's huge.
And then I've got some beans that are over 2 feet long.
Have you ever planted those dragon tongue bush beans?
I do the rattlesnakes.
Mm.
That's what this is right here is rattlesnake pole beans.
Oh, okay.
They have what's cool about them is they're purple. They got purple stripes through them, so you can see them rather. Let's see. I think this is one right here. No, that's one of them 2-footers.
Wow. I got the Chinese noodle beans this year, and I love those dragon tongue bush beans. They were delicious. Actually, I never even got to like cooking them or canning them or anything. I just ate them straight off the bush, or I put them like on my salad because they're really good raw. They were really.
So if you guys still watching this, and I ain't boring you, I'll see if I can get. This is where your beans come from that you go buy in the store. If it's going to load. That's actually the harvester that harvests your beans your frozen beans you go buy in the store. So this is right across the street. So if I ever get low on beans, all I do is go take 5-gallon pails and they'll fill it right up for me. It's all picked. I don't got to do nothing.
Nice. Yeah, my husband's a truck driver. A long time ago, he used to do dump truck and he used to haul soybeans for the farmers. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so watch out for them leghorns because they're stupid. For number one is they don't realize it's cold out. So like my coop is 16 feet long but it's a coop and a run. And what I do is I put the honeycomb. They're actually garden panels.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put that on in the wintertime or in the fall time, and I'll use the sun to heat that up. And I got videos showing that I can keep it. It's like 65 degrees in there, and it's negative 17 outside.
Oh, okay.
So, but I have to be very cautious with the leghorns. That's why I don't want anymore. They're awesome for egg laying because they're reliable. They'll always lay an egg. They got decent size to them, but they really don't like the cold, and they're too stupid to figure out if the door is left open or something. They'll take off running, and next thing you know, they're in the middle of snow, and then they sit there like a dummy instead of running back. So I've had a lot of my birds actually, their feet got froze because they take off and they run into the snow because they see the doors open. They're like, oh, cool, I can go out there. And then they get frostbite, and when we have issues. So you really got to be careful with them. That's why I switched over to like the Jersey Giants and the Brahmas. The Wyatts are the same way. They are up here in the cold weather. They're just not a smart enough bird to stay in where it's warm.
Yeah, we this year was the first time. I'm usually not a fan of heating the chicken coop. We put heat in there this year and they still got frostbite.
The easiest thing that you can do is I did this 2 years in a row now. Is you have just keep layering it with sawdust. And what I do, because all my chicken scrap, all the manure that goes into the garden or in the compost bin in the springtime. So what I'll do is I clean everything up in the springtime, and then that's it. What I do is I just keep layering their underneath their roost, and that'll get 2 to 3 feet high, and it starts to decompose. What does that do? That gives off the heat.
Yeah.
The problem,
we don't have anything like that. I have sand in my coops.
Yeah, just keep right on top of the sand. I have dirt in mine.
Okay. I will do that.
The only problem that I did have is that the rats found out about it.
Oh.
And then I got rats in there. But what was kind of cool is when you got a big old rooster like that, a rat don't stand a chance because all you see is a rat go flying in the air. It's hilarious to watch. You don't need traps. You don't need nothing. You just need a good old rooster to get in there.
Because we have a rat problem big time. And my husband's actually going to put concrete in the chicken coop because we have these burrowing pack rats.
The other thing that you can do is take a bury up the bottom of the pail, 5-gallon pail, and put a stick up like this and put a cardboard on there and glue some of the chicken feed on the top, and you make a trap door. I did this one time and I had 6 rats by morning. They go up there, they fall in the trap door and it closes. Well, the next one goes in there, keep falling in a 5-gallon pail. Works really good. If you got Menards there, them top cats work really good. Them top cat traps where you actually put the poison into the chickens can't get at them.
Yeah, that's what I worry about is using poison because I don't want like my dogs or something to get into it.
Yeah, them are good because they're locked in place. I use those already. The best thing that I can tell you that we did to get rid of the rats is make sure that you're pulling the water and the food up, because if they have no food and they have no water, they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
By the end of the time, I mean, I tried so many things. For me, what was really fun is I take my night vision and a high-powered pellet gun out there at nighttime and I was blasting rats. It's a fun time.
We have 22 in night vision. It's so much fun shooting rats in the night. It is so much fun because I don't feel bad about killing them because they're rats and they're messing with my chickens and my ducks and stuff. Yeah. And then it's just like, it's like
it is a blast. Me and my youngest son will sit out there for hours and we'll be popping off them, and you can see them go flying in the air while in. So that's another good way to knock them off real quick.
I didn't know this, but rats, well, one, they're super smart, but two, like if there's a dead rat and it's been sitting there for a while, a rat will come and take it.
Yep, they'll eat it.
Yeah, they'll eat it. It's crazy. But yeah, me and my husband always go out there in the middle of the night and have fun.
I have a blast.
Our latest video was basically finding a rat in the chicken feed, frozen stiff. So I pulled it out, banging it on the edge of the bin. It's freaking hilarious. But
I think somewhere I gotta find it. I actually got one that decided I might have it on here. I gotta see. It thought it was going to be smart. It comes sneaking around the corner, and I'm sitting on the picnic table with my pellet gun. And my pellet gun isn't an average pellet gun either. It looks like a Barrett 50 cal. But so all you hear is this twink, and you see this rat go flying in the air. Well, I didn't see it until after I saw the video. There was another one coming up behind him. Like, crap, I should have waited because that one popped its head back up and it's looking around, and I didn't even get a shot at it because I was too busy running to get the rat.
We need a pellet gun with like a silencer or something on the end of it, so that like when you're shooting the rats, that they don't hear it, because as soon as they hear a gunshot, they scatter and it scares them. Like, so you can only get like a couple in a night if you're shooting a gun, you know?
Crossman has a whole bunch that are suppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Unfortunately, we can't have them up here.
Oh,
Just so
you guys
people
can have
know,
them down there, but we can't.
whoever's on watching this video, this is a pellet gun. This is not anything but a pellet gun. So Courtney, don't get in trouble. It's a pellet gun.
okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh my God. That's awesome.
So what you do,
You just sit there and wait for them. That's awesome.
like I said, for those people, it's a pellet gun. It's a break barrel, but it shoots just as fast as a 22. So you're shooting at 1,770 feet per second, and it's shooting at this one is 17, but you can also get a 22 caliber one.
Yeah.
And all you hear is up.
Way quieter, so you're not scaring the rats and all that, because that's what we have a problem with. It's like we shoot a couple times and we're scaring the crap out of them and they're running everywhere, and then you're not getting all of them.
It's hilarious because people see that, they're like, that ain't no damn pellet gun. I'm like, it's a pellet gun.
Yeah, it is. They make them all like that now. They all look like the real deal.
Yeah, takes 40 pounds to cock it. And I had some buddies of mine, ex-service members, were all in the service, so they'll come over and they're like, hey, let's shoot that pellet gun. That thing's a blast. It's a blast. It's hilarious to watch people getting all excited over a pellet gun.
It's such a thrill going out there, though, in the middle of the night with some night vision, and like, it's so much fun. And then like you can see them. Like, we have to leave our food out, some of it, like our ducks, we have to leave that out, so you can see them. They're like on the edge of the.
I'm surprised did you ever try geese? Because I heard geese attack them too. Geese will kill them.
Really?
That's what I heard. I had a buddy of mine that had a goose, and it was a goose or something. Maybe it was a turkey, one of the two. A weasel tried to come in there, and the damn thing killed the weasel.
Oh.
So I was like, really? Because usually weasels kill anything,
Yeah,
they're vicious.
And yeah, they don't eat chickens.
No, they just bite the neck and that's it.
Run away. Like, what a weasel.
Well, yeah, if you I've heard that geese will kill them. A good rooster will do it. So you'll get ticked off. Another thing too is if you have the light moving, have a moving light in there. The problem is we had to change positions because they actually get idea that, okay, it's just a light moving, because actually rats are blind. They're not blind, but they don't see very well. They smell and they hear so well, but their eyes suck. That moving of that light, they catch that enough and they think it's motion, so they don't come in there. That was another thing. We tried to trap feeder boxes where the chickens could step on the little lever and the box opens up and they eat, but I found out that the birds I didn't think they're getting enough food. Kind of made me nervous. We went to the nipples for the waters. That helped out a lot because the rats can't figure that out and the birds can get at the nipples to drink the water.
The nipple water thing is because we were worried about our turkey. We had a pet turkey up until a couple of days ago. We were worried about her not being able to use the nipple waters. But now that I have just all chickens, we might just do that. Because
you'd be surprised how fast they learn, let me tell you.
Yeah. That's cool.
I got auto waters that I run in the summertime, and then in the wintertime, I just got that one. I got 2 nipple waters. I got 4 nipples on each one on a 5-gallon pail, and I figured, I'm going to have to retrain these every time. They know.
Yeah, I noticed the little birds. We had nipple waters we bought at the hatchery place when we bought them, these birds, and they had those really nice ones. They're not from Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply sometimes has some really cheap stuff. Yeah. And so we bought these really nice ones, and they worked out really good, and they caught on like really fast.
The red ones?
Yeah. They're red, and they have like a little cup on them. And
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same ones that we got, and they had no problems. But I was, we change the water every day in there, and I'm in there rubbing or scrubbing out the waters and stuff like that, and then the damn thing is they go and drink out of a puddle. It's like, why am I even worried about it anymore? You know?
Very much. I don't, because they do. They go out there and they eat bugs. They play in the mud and they drink God knows what. So I just.
And they make the best. They turn all my compost bins are open to my chickens. And I'll tell you what, they do wonderful on turning the compost for you and tearing that up.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like 10 turkeys last year. And every time we'd let them out, they were in that compost bin, but they were show turkeys. So we had to limit them because every time, we'd let them out, they'd go straight there and roll and scratch in that. And then they'd come out and they're all black and nasty. And my daughter would come over and she'd be like, I'm supposed to wash those for 4-H. I'm like, how am I going to get them clean?
Yeah.
Sorry, they're birds.
Oh, Downy.
We used tried dog shampoo and everything to get those birds white.
Try Downy, or not Downy. What is that? Dawn dish soap.
Yeah, that stuff works wonders.
Works on everything. Got dirty rims on your truck? Dawn dish soap.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out too. It's getting late here. Well, yeah. At the same time, I think. There,
like 12:41.
Yeah, same here. So, all right. Well, it was really nice talking to you guys. I love talking garden talk and stuff like that. So it was really awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna have to shut this down too. So y'all have a good night, and all the 7 people that are watching, thank you for hanging out with us, listening to us talk about our birds. And y'all have a good night.
See you guys later.
Take care.